We're back with another Balatro experiment, and this one should be quite spicy. And hopefully we have Saturn working now as well with some of the big brain suggestions in chat. Because if that actually works, it's going to be so much easier to keep track of everything. And Uja, however you pronounce that, is a hilarious solution for the jacks, so I think we have to do that just to see it go horrendously wrong like 50 times. I don't think it will ever actually land, but it's a fun enough idea. First we need to make it that far though. Like, there's a lot to do. Mostly just bending the invisible man into shape. So how do we even start this seed? We have a gift card, which I guess is nice early cash. We need something to live though, because this is anaglyph. So we don't have the plasma super score, but we do have extra double tags for cool stuff later. Or you're gonna get just 4 face cards and like just have enough score. Don't know if we can naninf with it, but we can make a big one. So as long as we manage to bend enough invisible men into whatever his face is called, Chicot, and then we pick up a couple of Andys, we should get a stupid amount of discards. Straight, then flush. I'm missing one card though for... Was there a lower straight that I should have had? Oh, here we go. One off with the hearts. Do we have more hearts left? We do. And of course it's going to be inoptimal. I'm playing it. It's too many things to do other than playing the game, unfortunately. Does this increase its own value? It's at least helpful. And then we can grab like a glass card in there. We can grab a dude for score. We gain a double tag every until we beat the boss, which we can use for more negative tags, which is always cool. 20 or 30 bucks, that sounds insane. What do you mean restart? Already beansed in round 2, that's kind of impressive. Alright, so we don't have the same lineup on this, is what you mean. Are you really going that optimal? That seems like almost beyond my level of insanity. Is it necessary though? So here I'm assuming was just a full house, because that was enough. There's no reason to play anything else. Buy this thing. So what straight did you play? And just the same straight, but then club flush, or was it a lower straight? I don't need a 9 if we had the 10, right? We can keep the 8 for the flush. I'm also looking at the seed analyzer just to see what I can use for score later. This is way more optimal than... So we have this straight, and then we have a flush. It's gonna be wrong also, just... That's not a club flush. Heart flush. Can we quit the main menu without crashing? Maybe we can. club flush round 1, so not the right. No clubs here though. Now we're playing a random seed. This is where I'm wondering if it's worth doing this. I could just play it in whatever way I find, instead of restarting 40 times. Okay, we have more clubs here, that's why I see. We're still missing. Yeah. I mean, if it is seeded and everything turns out the same way, like I see the point of mega optimizing. And I guess it makes more sense early on as well, because if this is what will make us all the cash, for example, we can afford the cool things instantly. This, a straight, then the heart flush. Did I play? Should I have kept that jack also? It's been a while since we played anything with Chicot, and I want to do... It's now 4 of a kind. Yes, it's seeded. It's going to be extremely hard otherwise. We don't have to do that. We can make money somewhere else. But what do we use for score? Like, do we care? Do we need anything for score? Can we just play on literally pairs? Like, we have nothing now. To buy this to increase in value, I don't know if it's worth. Or we can go in on just a reroll. We get like a troubadour, a boss, or whatever. So it's literally that. But we can still break, because it will still change. Well, this is a very hard one to play. It's 2 we can make. Let's just play and see what happens. So a straight flush with low spades here, I mean, that seems useful. I'm always drawing the high straight. I'm just gonna look for this now. Make it slightly higher. Yeah, that's kinda useful. Exactly 1,000 score as well. So now we get one or more of those tags, and we have... It's already in ante 4 we have a negative tag. That can be like 3 cool jokers if I don't remember the seed. That's just never gonna happen either. Well, now we can just play... There is a bloodstone we could grab for score. It's not amazing. There's a riffraff also used to print random things. I was thinking it's nice to grab a joker of some kind. We definitely need to buy this also, so we need to be a bit careful with cash. We could buy just a card. We can buy a purple seal in the packs though if we want to. Is that not worth? Just print some tarot cards, hope for the best. Also a gold card so we can actually see. Was it the ticket later? Yes, it is. So that seems useful to me. Yeah, so this one. Get a full house, looks close at least. Instead it's just the forever 2 pair. Or are we drawing both gates? It's unlikely, but let's fish for it. It's the 4 pair, perfect. Welcome. Nice to see some more people. Four pair, that's like... not unplayable, but what a terrible hand to have. We have the 8s. We need a bit more score. What do we have left? We have... Jacks seem reasonable. What about the lower cards? Is it enough only with it? We have another full house though. Yeah, I guess just the multiplier now is pretty big when we have literally nothing else going on. Now we have... oh yeah, because you had that. I'm not gonna have that cash, unfortunately, but... I already forget who we have first. Is Jorik? Well, that's gonna handle the score, sort of, for a while. And Bloodstone, yeah. And do we have... yeah, just to scale him harder, right? We can keep for interest and we can buy this after. Rick. Do you want the clown also? I mean, yeah, I guess he's worth. Big rerolls. Do we want anything else in the shop now? There is a Temperance card, but we don't have Perkio yet. There is a Death card. There's a Riff Raff. We could just print Jokers. But we're gonna get it now, right? So... yeah, but we can throw this for something cool, maybe. See if we can find another 8. A world. Yeah, if you can predict it, I'm sure it's pretty big. So are we drawing? We have more 8s, so it makes sense that we should find more 8s, but face cards are more. If we need to discard fully for this guy, we need to keep heart cards also. So do we just... heart flush? Yeah, but I also want to... we have it already, but we want to discard first, right? So we level him up. We only have 4, but let's probably draw some more hearts. One more. Nah, that's good enough. And we can keep this also for like cash and to block whatever else we don't want. We have Death card, we have a Magic Nerd in the pack. But I kinda need to buy this now, right? And all of these guys are going up in value, which is nice. Because if we don't buy that, we need to have whatever it's called. Now he can win the next round. I think I'm just getting that, even though that ruins the economy. Yeah, maybe that's better. But we need to have the reroll voucher in time. And here we don't have hard cards, but we can throw away so he gets the multiplier and then play something reasonable value. 3 more cards. What do we want to play? We can draw spades. That misclicked away, perfect. It's the single discard. Misclicking is perfect. We shall see. Just click properly, at least I can do that. That's 5. Now he's times 2. It's not enough, right? 1, 2. And we can sell you for cash. Still 1 off. I think I had 8 Chicots last time. But I did also completely ruin that by... I think I had a foil effect on him, so we couldn't actually land any negative versions, so it's possible to do way more. Yeah, this is quite beansed. Because we don't have enough for that, we just have 1,000,000 hearts, it's not gonna do anything. And it's not gonna be enough anyway, because it's gonna be like 600 score, even if we have a flush. So we need to play something else. Because this is not gonna be enough. Yeah. Yeah, but if we just play, like, it's gonna take me 1,000 years to play it the same way you did. Since everything needs to be perfect. I don't know if it's faster to just play in whatever way I find. Because now I already don't remember what this was supposed to be like. Flash card or flush card? Do we have any joker for flush value? Oh yeah, there's a planet, right. So straight without the heart jack is the one, maybe. It's gonna be the slowest start of all time. Where you misplay everything. So king, 542. And we have another... We don't need to play the jack, right. And then we'll see if this is on board. It could also be... I don't know what else would change it if it's... It's on 4 of a kind anyway. It might be... Is it because we have a mod now? I don't have Steam modded installed, like I'm 100% certain of that. I literally have Handy and Saturn now. We can still grab it and it will change for the next round. Even though that might not be... Like, what else are we gonna buy? That's weird also if it's just phone magic. The 4 of a kind, very unlikely. We can play anything else that scores though. Like we can look for the horse again maybe. It's 1 off. There's also 1 off a straight. So this is a very annoying card setup to have. The goal is hit the road, so we need to find Chicot and Merry Andy, use many of those to absolutely destroy the boss to gain a stupid amount of discards. It should be 4 of a kind. So we want to make like a big hit the road is the plan. It should be possible. It's just gonna take a while to do the entire setup and get it done. We can do triple flush, that also works. 2s or 4s we had many of. Of course I forgot, I forget everything. But pair is fine, like that's doable. I have no idea how big it's gonna be, but I've seen people have like 160 discards, something like that. I'm hoping we can do way more than that. And then we can throw away a couple of 100 jacks and it should be pretty big. So like we're looking for something huge. So here we have a planet later and we have Jorik, right? And that might be just good enough. And we can play some pairs now and then some kind of scoring hand. So we played aces and... I know we played aces and kings for score. There's pair now. So we can do this. And then we probably need to play a couple of things for... Because this is not gonna be enough either, right? We do need some kind of score. It's like 1 off now. Oh yeah, the 8s, right. Is this enough as a pair? I don't think this is enough. Because I played 1 too many pairs, it is enough, nice. But we still got every hand except 1, we got cash. Now we have a bit more money to work with, which is cool. We can get the bloodstone. We can get the clown. And then now we have 2 pair, which is also fairly reasonable. Yeah, we can maybe, if this remains like playable hands. So we can play a 2 pair instantly. But we can play this 2 pair. Because we can have... The idea is that we can use Invisible Man, or Invisible Joker, whatever he's called, to make many more Chicots. So we will get like 5 back, or however many we get normally, 1. For every extra Chicot you have, you get even more back. And then with Merry Andy... If we have 1 Merry Andy and 5 Chicots, we should get 3 discards back for every Chicot, so that's already 15. Something like that. It's gonna be quite spicy still. We don't have a 2 pair, but we need to still throw everything. How am I gonna find 2 pairs to play though? That's also just... Yeah, but we should get them back, right? It might not even be the water, it might be... Is it the needle? The other one? No, I don't have a 2 pair. Yeah, that's the idea, that he gets the... You get the Merry Andy boost on every Chicot, so that's why it goes so wild. Like, person that was here earlier did it on the Discord and had 160 discards or something like that. So like I know it works. I just don't know how well it works yet. Or like how... Because the Invisible Man juggling is going to be the problem always. So what did... No, I don't even remember what we drew more of. Did we have more 6s? We need to throw away 5 cards. We can play this as a 2 pair. I don't know, I think I had to sell him to make the invisible... Like, the invisible shenanigans is going to be the main problem of all of this, as always. He's an eternal problem, that guy. Don't have that many 8s left. 2 8s, 1 9, seems unlikely. King, 1. And hope for the... We have more discards also, which is nice. Yeah, because it's tied to something, right? And I seem to remember when I played this last, this is the guy it was locked on. I'm not certain though. Like, we will see when we find him. I have notes on... I don't know how many invisible dudes. There's like... Already in Ante 2 we have... In Ante 4 we have 2 of them. There's 5 jokers that's not invisible, right? That sounds complicated. Everything we had before him, right? Okay, so there is a way to juggle it, that's nice. We have 4 aces, that seems fairly likely that we will draw. This is the last king, right? There's no more kings, so he can go for sure. Queen and jacks we have 2. 10 we also have 2. We don't have any more 5s. I gamble on not having the 10. It was the 10 anyway. Perfect. But this is enough. Yeah, that's actual brainstorm. That's like combining 4 brainstorms in one. Also, the score is not close at all, no problem. But this is better with cash. We can now buy the flush thing, like what you said. We have tiny amounts of boost score worth $2. Oh yeah, we can do that to make for the boss also if we need to. Is there any point buying any lucky cards or whatever in the pack? We get the value on the jokers anyway from this. Do we just sell that for more interest? Also a thing we can do. You said we have the low straight flush, I remember that part. And also discard 5 cards, always, for the dude. Keep 1 discard, why? Oh, for the... right. Let's see. Did I play a pair? Could have played it smart by actually looking at this guy also, for the purple dude. Okay, so we need the low. Do we need the 6 for that, though, is the problem, so we need to... Because I'm reading chat and not the screen. That's why... This is the way this goes. Like, I have chat and my notes on one screen. I have the seed analyzer and the save thing on another screen. I have the game on the screen in front of me that I am never looking at. Literally never. I'm playing it blind. A whole new level of blind. Oh, I will learn this one day. So we keep 1 discard. We play whenever we have a pair, but not with the 6 because we probably need that. So this is why, like, we can play a pair here, or we can just throw again because we have 5 cards that are not spades. Well, yeah, the blind. That's the modifier I have. That's the boss I'm up against in real life. These we can play though. This is better. Because we don't need the 8 either, right? And we just play a pair for cash. Are negative invisibles gonna be good though? Are they not just more of a problem? We don't need the king for the low. I have never seen this overflow stuff. So we'll see if that's possible. What am I supposed to do? I think I'm just looking on the... Or I know I'm looking at this thing. And I'm just throwing... But we should... Didn't we have a low straight flush? So we don't need the king is what I'm thinking. Because it was like ace 2, 3, 4, 5 or whatever. But then we're not doing the super aggressive. It's like I'm not even playing the game anymore. If I made more money off the YouTube stuff, I could literally just pay someone else to play it for me. Was that what Elon Musk did with Fortnite or whatever? So this is easy. We just throw away the not spades. Can do that. And we can do that again. And we still save 1 discard. So now we can play just that. We keep all the spades. We play a pair so we get the cash. Very big brain for more cash money. And then what? Like, do we literally just play this so we get the... Also spade flush. No, right, I thought we were looking for the straight flush still. I see, that's what I misunderstood. Then we have this. And then we just waste a hand on whatever. But what do we need for score next? Is it more spades? It's definitely not hearts. Literally used all the hearts, which is perfect for the boss where they are dead. Club flush, right. So we just play these nerds. And then we have this for discard, and we still have flush. Cool. Do we want to make just a golden dude also? And we could sell. We have already max interest, right? So we can keep this around. It will make more money. And I don't see why we wouldn't just use the golden card for 3 more cash. No. Okay, where are we? Ante 3. Wow. We made it so far. So here we have another legendary next. We could... Is this worth? Do we just get this a business card or a trading card? I guess is pretty good. We can have used to delete some things. Or do we just play around this? 4 of a kind, gonna be harder. That's why you should just play the start and I can come in at like Ante 12 or whatever. Because it's very helpful to have like the start optimized, but it's gonna be a slow start. That's just the way it goes. I think we need to buy... Well, we don't need to buy this Arcana pack, but we need to buy 2 Arcana packs to get the legendary in this Ante. Because they are connected, right? And it should be Chicot here. So I'm buying the pack anyway. Can have more cash. I guess it's pretty nice. This will just... We have maximum interest anyway. This will just make it easier to impose some hands. Yeah. So 4 of a kind. I mean, we have candidates for that. I don't know. We need to keep the hearts probably for score, right? That makes more sense to me. I don't want to throw this, but I guess I am going to. So we have 1 off otherwise. You can also just throw a 4. Okay, so we have a temperance maybe. Now I guess I need to waste a hand. Because do we even find it? We do, right? So we don't need to hold the gold card, we could just throw it so that we find... Oh, we already have the temperance, nice. And then we can play flushes. It's enough. But I'm not expecting them to be good. So no trading card, no nothing. How did you keep the same jokers the entire ante though? Because this has Chicot. So we kinda need him. Unless I'm senile. So we can throw this guy, we can throw the gift card. Because we kinda need these 2. And I can't use him otherwise. Sell... Don't need this, but it might as well sit here and gain interest. Now at least we don't care about bosses, which is nice. We could also get a planet. But nothing useful. This is already 43 bucks, it's pretty nice. So now we need to discard still, we need... I mean, hearts really is the only thing that scores. Waste some hands. We don't have to do list anymore, which is nice. Don't have to pay attention to that. We're still missing one. Yeah, he's finally here. But does Manacle even work when we have only one guy? We need more, right? For it to even trigger. We can play this, which is probably enough. Should we fish for, like, are we getting this again? These are the kind of things I don't know if I should care about. Also just play it. Bloodstone really not. I mean, you called it. Not gonna do a whole lot. I mean, this is nice for not for now. It doesn't matter now. We don't care about trading card. So let's just do the boss. We don't care about whatever bosses we have, which is nice. It's a nice and easy start. Because with this, it should just be enough. So I think we need to throw away... Just throw the jack, like whatever, or the other 8. If we're still... We need to really invest in this guy, right? But I still don't know if I'm gonna draw the one purple seal that we have. And I'm not sure I want to just play a random hand. Just do the discard as it is. That's still only 4. We're gonna draw more hearts. Do we have any extra hearts? Instead of 7. I know where they are. We have 2 of them in ante 4. Then in 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Or like, I've written down literally everyone that's easy to get. And then there are way more. So there's a crazy amount of invisible dudes in here. So as long as we have the cash, that part is fine. That's my notes. And that's the parenthesis is how deep they are in the shop. So when I did this last, I got this guy and re-rolled so that before the boss we can get another invisible joker in. But getting him to actually land on Chico, big problem, like massive problem. But this is where it starts. And you said we need to sell everything we had before Yorick, which is... Oh yeah, of course, because he's negative. Everything that I can play wrong, I will play wrong, just so you know. At least this I would have at least seen on my own eventually. Cool, we have the guy, we have this. Where do we have... we have a Red Seal King here also, so we need to buy the pack if we want the guy. Do we care about having another king? I mean, I guess it's gonna be maybe useful for score. And we do the re-roll. Now, how deep is the other one? I didn't write that down, of course. There's also a burglar here if we want to do some hand shenanigans, but we don't really have room. The other invisible is not that deep, thankfully. I'm just gonna see how deep. If we're doing the thing with the cash, well, might as well see. Because here he was like literally the first dude, 2. The other one is 61 cards deep. And we don't need Showman if we use this guy after the big blind before we buy the next one. Where's the Showman? I don't remember either. So I think I grabbed the Showman only in like ante 9 or whatever. I don't know where this negative blueprint is just from the tag, right? We don't have another blueprint, so that should be fine. Is there a blueprint in here that we can grab? Are we that rich? But if the second invisible is 61 cards deep in 3 shops, we need to see like... We need to do 30 rerolls total. I don't know if I should be grabbing any of these or if it's just a waste of cash, but this guy should be fine now, hopefully. So would you not get 2 invisibles in this until just the 1? Because I don't think... we don't need a showman now. Because the blueprint that we can get in 5 is gonna be the first one we have. So we can see that just fine. But if we don't need to re-roll deep here, we can save more cash. So that's like the... if I should re-roll or not, this really the choice here. We can get more invisible men, yes, but the later we go, the more jokers we have that are not Chicot, the worse it's going to be. And they are all just going to be whatever they please, always. But if we're not re-rolling more, we're just going with this, right? And we can get the cash here. We need to throw away cards, and we still have a bloodstone, so we just keep the hearts. Still 1 off. Oh yeah, but I guess I'm not fully on board yet with what exactly the negative tags will do. I know we have... like the next one is... the first one is big, where we can get... Ticket Dusk blueprint on a castle. That's just a bonus on the side. Just gonna... in case we find the purple seal, we did. We're still 1. I mean, we don't need that much score, so maybe a flush is gonna happen. Yeah. We need as many Chicots as possible. So this should be the red seal. I haven't looked at where to get spectral cards either. It's been so long since I played this. Yeah, the castle run was the first really crazy one, I think, and could definitely do that better now. That's before I knew about the bean existing. So now we're just going more on flush if we're playing hard cards anyway, and now we literally just go... oh, I should have sold that, of course. For the big cash money. Or used it in the pack, even better, but too late for that. And it stacks, it works. So we have the tags, we have the first cool setup coming in next round. This doesn't matter, and we can only reroll once anyway, so we're not gonna get whatever the boss we need is, either way. Still need to throw away things. I guess the king just goes because he's not a hard card, and we are really all in on flush. Do we just play a flush first? Because this shouldn't be enough score, right? It is enough score. Does that matter though? Do I need to... I don't think I need to farm the... What is it even called? The purple seal. So let's just play it. So now I'm assuming we need to... What do we need to sell now? This and the bloodstone, and then that should be Chico. We got enough cash, yeah, and we have this also. Because if I just sell him, he's gonna be a clown. That's not helpful. But this is the way what he works. Yorick. So this is the problem I had, is that the first one was always this. And we can sell Yorick, but then we need something else for score. And Dusk and Blueprint I think is enough, especially if we get glass cards. So there is a way around it. It's gonna be tricky. Also this and this. Okay, that's magic. We have a castle just on the side. And the blueprint. Nice. Okay, now we have something cool going on. Do we need anything else here? There's a Midas here if you want to make gold cards. Yeah, Dusk is fantastic, like a retrigger is nice. That's why I was saying glass cards. Well, we could just retrigger something and score. Yeah. Is there a manacle just free here or is it? We could still play the rounds and boost him though, I'm sure that's worth. But there's nothing else really worth buying in this, aren't they? Just checking before, because if we can speed through one, that's nice. We can also make even more cash. Make one, what, a glass card? Midas, right. But Midas is quite deep. There's a devil in a pack in the next, aren't they? So we can re-roll from Midas, but it's like what, 50, 60 cards deep? Maybe less. The alternative is just, there's literally a devil in the first pack in the next ante. Oh yeah, the castle is surely gonna be helpful. We have a Red Seal King, but there's a Red Seal 4, yes. And an Ectoplasm in a pack. What's the one off? That's terrible, but we have Dusk still for something else. Hit the Road is quite, like, we're many hours away from Hit the Road, but it's coming. Sadly I now wasted the discard, but whatever. Let's just play 3 of kind. That's such a backwards way of running the 4, but that's funny. Like, I like those fully insane setups where this is not gonna score enough probably for the Dusk, because we don't have... We have the one cool 8, the Savior, maybe. We can also, of course, do this. Or we could just... I don't even know which one is better. Not Perkio, that's for sure, but on you, probably. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. We have Castle in first, but... Alright, you can get them from the tags, right? So this is the kind of stuff that I would not look up before I play, but that's helpful. Because I know I had a... Whenever that was with... Like Pareidolia and Sock to retrigger 2s, which is just... an insane way to play it, but there's a way that works. So did we say we don't need anything here then? We need this though. Yeah, because we still need some kind of multiplier from the cards for this guy to matter. Can I use these now without crashing? I can. That's incredible. This has not worked for what feels like 1,000 years. Yeah, burglar. I haven't looked up either, but we can do, because I haven't looked up really blueprints or brainstorms either. This is apparently long enough ago that my notes are trash. Yeah. And we can now forever dodge that, probably, maybe. Right, we don't have the bloodstones, so I don't need to do hearts, so we can just burn the hearts for the glory of whatever that is. Castle. With a massive 15 ships, wow. But flush is like the best hand we have. Might as well do this as well to get some score on the early hands. That's already enough, right. Okay, we are alive. This, just saving Yorick is probably gonna make, or is definitely going to make the start infinitely easier to play. I need to sell this, I could have used it, but... And we just go, more cash is more good. And did you say we can get the manacle? So let's just see how expensive it is. Because this is the main thing I remember from the Chicot run, is just spending all my cash. And considering, is it worth it? Maybe it is. Not too aggressively, but I want to be all aggression all the time. Because now I'm like, my brain is hooked on the erosion immolate run, where it's just aggression, burn everything, and nothing else matters. But now we can see this in action then. So we have, what is the standard hand size even? Is it like, do we have 8 or 9 with the voucher we have? But now we have 10. Alright. So we can play like the single 10 here and make... Yeah, so the first one we don't get a bonus, that's just like cancelling the effect, and the next guy is giving us 1. So we can also just throw away some random cards while we do this. Let's just cycle through. A big $8, 150 score. We play this also, because we have this already. Big cash money. And now we have nothing else that makes cash, and now we just throw away, but we need something. We have the aces, that's fine. And then we just... whatever, this is fine. Okay, so... looking at the invisible men, the next one I have listed is in 7. Again, I haven't looked like super in depth. I'm kind of doing it now. We missed an ectoplasm in the last ante. In a spectral pack. Yeah, but this guy will carry for now, and Castle is probably gonna be here as well and do a whole lot of nothing. We're in 6, right, so this is the gold card, which we can... This is a bit of a shame, because we can't get this on the red seal. There's a devil in the shop also, actually, that's fine. Okay, never mind. Do we care about anything here? We just gamble on the Emperor, maybe. Yeah, so we need to look for a seance or whatever. Or Sixth Sense, so we know, like, do we need 6s or do we need straight flushes? Because I think one of the harder parts of this seed was that we don't have any like easily available those kind of cards. So if we're not playing Ghost deck, we have a problem. Like the seances I'm seeing is there's 181 cards deep in Ante 7. That's probably doable. It's expensive. Yeah, and then keep the 4 for later also, that makes sense. I'm just writing down the doing seed science as we speak. Because they are all deep, like literally every, it's like 400, 500 cards deep, like it's just not gonna happen. 41. Something 12. What about the other guy? Because if Sixth Sense can print something of value, which he likes to never do, I think this is the seed where I ran a Sixth Sense for like 10 antes. I got nothing, I just burned 6s for no reason. But I just need to know where they are at least, so we see the options. That's the one in 10. We have one in 9 that we can grab, that's still a bit late. There is a Sixth Sense in 6. He is 120 cards deep. Maybe not the easiest to do. The combination sounds like blasphemy though. Like my instinct is just, if I see a Sixth Sense, I burn him. Just gamble on judgment also because we can. So this we can grab. We can sell these. And we get this because we have a ticket and we can make a red seal golden king for now, and we can make a 4 later also, depending on what we want. There's also a negative DNA in this ante. So what did I say? 120 cards deep. And what do we have? 3. So we need like 30 rerolls every... That's not gonna be... I don't think we have the cash. Yeah, this is fine. But I don't think we have the cash to see the Sixth Sense here, so... Unless we just have like... a crazy amount of gold cards very soon, which we don't. Yeah, the negative DNA is here, but... It's going to be expensive to dig up the... He's like 120 cards deep, so we need to re-roll. But we need like 20 re-rolls per shop. Because we only have 2 cards. No, we need even more. I thought we had 3 cards. What am I thinking of? Something else? It's an Andy already. Which is pretty good for this guy. We are close to the DNA. I'm thinking we just try for the Sixth Sense. Just in case. So we know. It's 121 cards. Just almost. Only 1 devil still. But we can now look for the cool king, and we can make a red seal, whatever. What are you on actually? I don't think this matters, but... Or this. Yeah. We can play for a tiny amount of cash. We have it. And we just throw away. Do we care about playing 5 of a kind? Or do we care about just discarding for the glory of Yorick? play the 5. So I have that hand also. And with him... That's fine. Sadly, cash is still terrible. So this is the wrong card. Whatever. Is it that terrible? Just have it block things. I have no memory of where the ectoplasm goes, but we can hang some dudes. Do a save. Andy. So we can either keep him and do more discards. Yeah, but we could sell these two and it would be on Chico then, right? Yeah. So that's cool. That's very useful. Oh, we have one more big cache. I already forgot what I said. I don't know how big it is anymore. 45 ships, massive castle. It can fit maybe like a fraction of a bean in there. Like I'm more asleep than normal, but should be able to pay a little bit of attention soon, hopefully. Can I can. It's magical. It actually just strictly works. Don't need the blue boy. We don't have a showman, so we can't find another temperance. Hanged man is fine. Digging deep. Did I sell them? But I gained cash. I need to find a way to stream when I'm not super asleep. It's not possible currently, unfortunately. Plus 7, wow. But 7 is a big number. We're back here, right. Thankfully, I don't mind horribly ruining everything, it's fine. It's just unfortunately the way it's gonna be. Like, if I can make, I don't know, 5 times as much money as YouTube is paying me now, I could stop everything else. Then I would have no excuse for sleeping on the whatever this is. So then I need to manually click these. So handy does not work with those guys. So use one. Bam. Okay, that's some cash. We buy this, that's kind of cool. We could get the credit card. I don't know, maybe this is actually a case where credit card is enough to make it to the dude. We also need... Where are we actually? We are at a boot. It's still very far. Looking bad, honestly. Yeah. So we need to sell you and Andy, probably. Then we have that. That's at least good. We need to literally re-roll away. I forgot to use the hangman, but... Now we can also print more gold cards. But we want the 4, probably. Although, kinda unlikely that we just find that magically in time. Yeah, but this is better than nothing. If cash is that tight. There's the 4. It's gonna be an optimal though, that's kind of the whole point. Not the whole point, but... They're not going to be perfect places, it's not gonna happen. Some reasonably decent place, sure, but... So we keep the 6 and delete the 9s. Well, I remember, if we're not bloating the deck, this is unbloating the deck. Yeah, they need to be jacks eventually, but that's like 1,000 years away. We could gamble on this also if we want to, but that's again probably just cash wasted. And then we know we don't draw the 4. Castle is not insignificant. I mean, it's gonna require so many cards to do, but it still seems fun. So if we play this first, just for like some kind of terrible score, so we nuke this and then we can play cash stuff, and we know we have the 4 coming at least. But the other ones, like the unreliable ones, are funny. I just don't see how we ever make them work. But so can we do like this? Yeah, but we should have decent hand size at that point to trade, so we can at least try that card just to see it go horribly wrong, or like how many we need. But we can't play this for cash now anyway, which is a shame. Well, now we just kind of have nothing. We literally have a pair of 4s. So this is a redo also. Probably. Because... Or do we literally just play a high card and re-trigger, because that's gonna be more than a pair of 4s. Close. We need a bit more score. We play this first. Black deck Balatro, never heard of. I'm looking for things to watch though. So I'm terrible at watching games I play. Also nice that I'm someone's favorite. It's a lot of work to do to be everyone's favorite. So we still want to disc. No, now we have a way to score. Keep the queens probably. We do some mediocre discarding to find like a single gold card. No, never mind. But we can then just beat the round at the very least. I had one more hand also. It's gonna have to do. We also have 3 free joker slots. They're gonna remain free for a while. So we were trying for the Sixth Sense. That's the one. I mean, Shad is good for the gold cards. Banana. I still don't think we can afford him, sadly, so we will have to just go back and... That's 50 bucks. Well, I'm thinking we hit no negative hit the roads, but we shall see. I haven't looked at the tags. No, we are not getting this guy. Thanks. It's nice to see some new cool people coming in also. I'm hoping I can get to a point where the streams are more interesting also, but that's gonna require like training. Do some like Jedi level streamer training. Yeah, but we are far off that guy now anyway, so I'm thinking we need to go back and not waste the cash in this ante, because we're not gonna reach him. So this is at the start where we just have the gold card, right? We sell these. Partially I use a seed finder called the egg, and partially it's just people share a lot of seeds on Reddit, which is very helpful. So that's the one I use. There are better ones, but I can't run them on this PC, sadly. Then we still need the DNA here, but we don't need to reroll as aggressively for that. And was this the one with the 4 in it? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. It's also, honestly, it's a good thing we don't have a too active chat, because then I would never see literally all the advice I need. Right, so now we're digging for the 4. And we can keep probably the kings also. Score is not that big of a problem now, but I want to be aware of it at least. We play you. Just for the tiny amount of cash. And then we throw away all the stuff that we don't need, because we're still looking for the 4. There we go. So we use some of these as well, just so I remember to do it. We're not printing anything else at the moment anyway, and we can play. We're not gonna find any more gold cards anyway, right? Now we have the 8 also. We could have played this for the last hand though, it's not enough score. Okay, so we still need something else for score also. The kings are fine. 5s, 8s. Let's just throw everything in. It's good enough. Cool. Well, hopefully. It's not like Dusk is doing... We need a glass card or just some kind of card for Dusk to matter. Right now is doing... It's a fantastic Joker, but just not usable in this setup. So now we have way more cash because I didn't spend it all. And if we do this first, can we actually get this and Andy? Okay, this is better. So going back, not necessarily bad. It's just a fantastically slow start this time. So where are we? We are at the B, and how far is the DNA? Because the sooner we can start printing gold cards with that, we are literally like 3. So why is 7 the magic number? Is it just because more Andys is like more math at that point? I need to do that math also, because there's definitely a trade-off between these guys. So with what we have now, he would just disable the boss blind and we would get 3 discards from these guys, right? And 1 more Chicot would be 3 more, but if we have 1 more Andy, we would get 6. Only for the colas, right? Hopefully we can set up some DNAs later, actually. Some cool things with those. The king is what we have. That's like a cool guy. So we probably keep that for score reasons still. Castle is on ships. Not ships, on clubs. Also, you're thinking like blocking the invisible guy. Way easier to do this now. Now we should do the DNA, of course. With this. And now I'm wondering, is it more big brain? No, we should play these just as they are now, right? Because we could play them in the last hand, but then there's not going to be enough score. We probably need to reactivate. If we get a 4 of a kind, actually, it's probably fine. Is it smarter to play those in the last hand? Maybe it is. Then we can play you. So we could play those three and that as the last hand, for example. That's what I'm thinking now. So with this, can we still re-trigger the golden ticket and have enough score just with Dusk and Yorick? We should have, right? Or the multiplier is kinda terrible. Close. Okay, too greedy. Yeah, it's a tricky seed for sure. Okay, so we need to be earlier than this. And Burglar, I don't think I looked up still. Yeah, I should do that also. Well, I remember. Burglar. That's too early. 4. First easy Burglar is in Ante 10. It's a bit late maybe. And he's like 120 cards deep. No, 100, right. Else we have one 130. There aren't any burglars between that. The burglar is gonna be a problem. Also, he's very expensive. Or rather rare. And this is like easily enough score now, right? Yeah. Okay, we have some kind of plan, maybe. But the burglar is gonna be, like, he's gonna be late, sadly. Showman also, I forgot to. We need a showman, preferably earlier than whatever I have. That's Ante 4, that's too deep. There's a lot of jokers that are just like 250 cards or more deep early on, and we literally have no options. So the showman in 9, the burglar in 10. Well, that's funny because I'm absolutely awful at watching games I play. So I've watched some of Dr. Spectral, so like that's gonna be my favorite because it's the only one I've actually actively watched. But I want to get around to watching more. But like just watching his video on the Naninf options, for example, was enough to so that I could do the one with no jokers with the stuntman and the whatever it's called, the stencil. That would have taken a million years to figure out on my own. We're not rerolling here because we don't get that anyway. Do we care about the... We don't have a showman, so it's going to be blocked. Yeah, it's just a hilarious way to draw through the deck. Oh yeah, we need to reroll the boss also, of course. Does this work? No, it does not. So the guy with the minus hand size... Yeah, but it's also different. It was more interesting. Just throw away a million stuntmen. I don't think I ever used him otherwise. Perfect. We start with the cool 4. That's some kind of cash. And do we want to make Yorick too big, like he's already 9? Might as well invest in the dude. That's another 4. He's too big. Eating the entire world. Throwing away so many cards directly into his mouth hole. I'm just gonna misplace him anyway and it's gonna be over. Okay, 7. Where are we? So it's a brainstorm in here, which is kind of cool. Burglar in 10, Showman in 9. Oh yeah, the invisible. There's an invisible here also. That's the one. Yes. That's what all my notes are for. There's also Midas here if we care, but we have the 4 now. We are miles off flush 5 though. We have a hack for the 4. It's not terrible. Might as well have that. Do a couple of rerolls. Is this... I mean, we are slowly moving to gold cards for score. Not for score, for cash, so printing one of these I guess is not the end of the world. Some planets. How deep is the brainstorm? So we're looking at a boss. Everything here is deep as well, of course. Yeah, but they are also like... I'm gonna go by like random chance how far I want to roll. Of course, only the hanged mans. And we keep the 6s, which is what I need to remember. See if we can find more 4s to play also. Not that. You. And now we can play... Like that's some kind of cash. Still not a fantastic cool amount, but play the 10s also. But now we need a scoring hand. Yeah, it's pretty good. And we can probably get away with playing this, right? We might still need to re-trigger you. Or is a flush? Because if so, we have to throw away this and like get a... Because flush is like the only... It's only level 4, but it's better than everything else we have. Or we have the kings. No, I don't have the house anymore, so... Still get the dusk retrigger on these cards also. Sometimes I can play a hand on my own. I can buy that as well if we're living by the grace of the flush. Where's the brainstorm? Everything is... The things are just so expensive in here. So we bought the shad. It's the wrong shad, that's why. We have 12, but we have loads of negatives. Stencil. Like the brainstorm is still quite far away, and the invisible is way further. Don't know if we have the cash as things are. Play away some random cards. But this doesn't matter because the shad is gonna go in on that anyway. Yeah, but we have a hack, so we're kind of fine anyway, right, if we're playing the force. But now I'm wondering, do we even play this, or do we just... Because now we have more force we can fish for. Might need him for score. I think we just do this and we see what we get. Another 4. So we can still play like so. But do we need... Yeah, because we don't really have any multiplier from anything else. Just try without him also. Go for greed. I don't think this is enough. Could have played a better card first, maybe also, but like the score is just awful. We have no base multiplier. Maybe with the flush is better, or with him first, or with this first. Yeah, that's enough. Thankfully we can just unbeans it whenever it's beans. Then we made big bank. We can afford this guy. So it has to be Andy, I guess. We don't need to throw away more things for Yorick now anyway. Yeah, the brainstorm is easy. With some luck we can still get the other guy. Banana. Are we even close? Lusty. No, we are miles off. Like it's like another 20 cards maybe. So why is my... Because I've played this before and had more cash. I just don't know what I did. Because we can't miss all these invisible nerds. We only have 2 Chicots still. So this might have to be a redo of this entire ante. Can we afford the boss reroll? Because this is what we also need cash for. Okay, that's good at least. More hand size is more good. And we can make more gold cards. But I don't think I want to play a flush 5 because that's going to actually have multiplier for score. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to play a flush 5 now because it's going to be too big score. I don't think this matters for the chat, but whatever. Can I even find a flush 5 for the last hand though? Is the... We can. Well, maybe. Wait, the aces are gonna play this. Yes, we can. And they will re-trigger 1,000,000 times, which is still going to be... But now we definitely need him because the base multiplier is still only 16. Oh, you mean with this? Yeah. Still think we need him. Maybe not, that was a much higher score than I realized. Surprise. Because now I'm just thinking I might have to go back and do this from the start anyway on my own just to get more invisible dudes in. It's still enough. Barely. Now we have cash, but now we have nothing to buy. We can still buy the boss reroll for stuff, which is good. There is a sock in here, but we already have a hack. There's an Andy in here also, but we have him. We don't have a showman. Burglar is later. There is an invisible man in here also, but he's kind of deep. But how deep? Are we talking like 200 cards? Yes. So there is an invisible here, but he's 200 cards in. Which now we might have the cash. We still only have... Like, we need vouchers for more cards also. I don't know if it's worth... That's 100 rerolls that we need to do, so it's 30-ish rerolls every shop. I think that's also too expensive. But that's in what, Ante 14? Still a while off. Let's just do some digging. We can make more. Well, it's probably bad to have that, but we can do in the pack. Parking, not gonna matter unless we have... But that's another option we could do for cash. Spending a stupid amount of money here. Oh yeah, we can do death instead, right? That makes sense. So then I will just permit temperance. Like that. And we can still DNA. Oh yeah, we could have used him instead, right? Yeah, that makes more sense also. So 4 of kind is not enough score. Cool, so we can play a couple of cards. But we can't play that many. Yeah, 3 of kind maybe also. And do we just... We can fish for 1 more maybe. Yeah, the cash is better. It's It's a shame that it's too late for all these cool dudes. Yeah. He's probably overscaled now. Another hangman, which I could have grabbed. Now we're making cash. So there's a Sixth Sense and an invisible dude in here. Which would be great if we can find them. I don't think we have enough rerolls. Well, like we can get away with playing not 5 but 4 twice. So we can play 3s also. And then just the 5 at the end. We might as well make even more of these to have them available. Still get the cash in hand also. Not the last one though. So with the burglar it's going to be a problem. Another hangman. That was the Sixth Sense also, right? And now it has to be the shad that dies. Because hack is better. There's still more cash to have him, but like... we need to do spectral cards. But if we also grabbing an invisible, what are we gonna sell? So I think we can afford him now. Disco Man, a vampire. For all the card upgrades I don't have. Let's just see if we can afford him. Maybe we can't. We can. But now we have a problem. Because what we can sell is like Brainstorm or Hack. Hack is good for cash. Brainstorm is good for everything. We can sell Jorik, but then we're dead. How many 6s do we have even? We can make more of those also. We have 4, but we can use death cards to make more 6s. We can do this so we get death cards so we can make 6s so we can play for that guy. I need to move you in also. And Breakum, we don't care. They're still gonna flip the cards, of course it is. DNA on this. The rest doesn't matter. Wait, it has to be the first one. Yeah, okay. And we also... this doesn't work, right? No. But we can make more 6s if we care. Because we need to have enough until he prints what we want. Okay, 4 is fine now. And we can keep this to block, right? Because we don't have Showman. This is also something I never do. But that's helpful. We can play 4, and then we can make some more for the last hand. Also. Because now we kind of want to print a Wraith, so we can sell that and have a negative to block. This guy, he's been here for whatever reason. Blank, sure, why not? So in 9 we had something useful. Grind cash, get Showman, yeah. We think we have the showman here. I'm just considering if I need to replay it from the start to get more invisible dudes, but not now. So here we have the showman. We have several. There's also a blueprint in here, so we need to maybe roll up to the showman roughly. Which is, I'm looking for like a dice and a matador. Or we can just gamble on the Sixth Sense printing an ectoplasm, but it seems unlikely. The alternative is to do this on Ghost deck to have just the ectoplasms early. We could do the brainstorm. We can also just see what, like I'm going to see what the Invisible Man becomes first, so we might just sell him and then we have a slot. He just becomes something useless. So now we are close to the showman. We can go play around. We did not get... Okay, I'll live with that maybe. We still need to find a 6 now, which is a bit of a problem also. We just throw away gold cards. Where are my 6s? Oh, we have one at least. So I'm expecting that this will take like 1,000 plays. Yeah. I know that 4 is fine. Do we just throw away? If we have more of them, we don't. So now we see what he cooks. And then we can buy a showman maybe. Mr. Chicot, right. So then, that's good. But now, if we are keeping this guy, which I guess we have to, there's a seance in 11. It's just so late. Yeah. If we still need to keep him, which we can do. But if the tag is in 14, we can find another showman before that, like that shouldn't be a problem. Let's just see how this plays. We can sell this, we can split, sell. And we need a 6 again somehow. That's not what we need. I guess it will have to do. I wonder if we can play 5. He's 15. Try. Not really. Do we want to keep blocking? I guess we do, right? There's no... really no reason not to. Yeah. I have a few showmen written down, at least. Like this 11, 13. So we have time. This should be enough. It does. Cool. Okay, so this is tricky. Unsurprisingly. Problem is that we need to, unless Perkio prints a negative, we need to sell something also. Guess we just do this to boost the chances. So we can sell the Wraith. And we can set... Perfect. So now we have a decent block. Should also look for this. I probably need to just watch my own playthrough also to see what I did to have, if I had more cash earlier or not. We have some hand size to work with at least. And I'm gonna just... How many 6s do we have actually? We have 7. Yeah. Talisman. But we're getting some hand size also, so we can start using ectoplasms. Probably play 2. Yes, we can. Barely. Yeah, but we might find them now. We are blocking some. So in 10 we had the burglar, I think. So it would be nice if we do some rerolling. He's not super deep, but still like enough that we have to dig. Do this properly. Manage the pile. So much easier to manage. But we're still blocking 4 now. And we have 9 6s. I don't know if I need to keep making more of them, because hopefully we don't. An aura. You can make a disco. Or we can keep that also. Score is now up enough that we need to re-trigger Jorik now, probably. For scoring reasons. Yeah, I also... It always takes forever with this guy. So now we need to do... Maybe this is enough. What is he even at? 17, right. He's still pretty beefy. Negative riffraff. Not gonna be the most useful. So the burglar is... There's a cola and a... There's a blueprint here also that we can't get. Yeah, we could just have him along for the ride, would be nice. There's more tickets, there's a cola, there's a blueprint. And then there's a burglar, another blueprint, and an invisible man. So there's this until we have a lot of stuff, but we need... Like, this is still worth. So what can we throw for you? Is there another 6 cents? Yes, there is. Okay, so we can do the juggle. No, the showman was in the last ante, I think. So we would have had to grab him then, but then we don't have room for 6th sense and that kind of stuff. So it's very tricky to get this right. And this guy might be expensive. I'm assuming this is also the run, because I'm not very lucky with vouchers, so I'm assuming this is the run where I had like 3 cars in the shop in ante 30 or whatever. So we're not gonna have anything helpful for a long time. Remolets. So we're not even blocking anything extra. We have the 6s at least. But I don't have room. Gonna be one of those runs. So we split one, sell the rest, and we can use the talisman, I suppose. Or the aura. A disco 4. No. Okay, now we have room. Play you. We have an incantation. Yeah, I also still need to look in the shop because it depends on what we can line up and so on. Now we can definitely play 5s for cash. So there's at least that. Then this is probably fine. Still, I don't remember what score we had. Yeah, I'm hoping we can get a lot of ectoplasms in. It would be helpful. So this was big blind, right? So that means we can grab the burglar if we want him, which is gonna be good for cash. But then it's like sell a Chico. This guy is going to be just the eternal problem. That's kind of what he does. Don't need 2 immolates. Don't need 2 of these. And we need to sell 1. We also don't really have that many hands. Could have. Don't know if it's worth. I'm thinking like the first stream on a new run is always the hardest. Like even with help. I played many things wrong, and I think we could have had more Chicots by now, and there has to be some option for earlier spectral cards, and if there's not, maybe we should consider Ghost again. So usually it's after the first stream where I kind of start to figure it out. Then I need to go back and replay it, but I usually do that off stream in that case. But I need to figure out what to replay and how first, because there's no point to just... So now it's just like more scouting. We can play way more gold cards, there's always that, but we need to play the 6 first, and we need to just do this because we clone it anyway, right? Once with DNA. It's a Grim. Still not helpful. Now we just need to find the force. And we can make a tiny amount of cash. And what do we play? Do we play these for score last? Maybe we do. We don't have the shad either, right? So this doesn't actually matter. But with Ghost Egg, we can still line up the shop, so if we can find If we can find the ectoplasms early, we can have more stuff now, we can make more money, we can dig for whatever negative tags we want, probably. Is the flip side of that. That's... Score is also becoming a problem. Might already be a problem. We need glass cards or something also. Or also, the more invisible men we are missing, the less Chicots we have, the slower it scales up. There is a showman in here also. Need to sell one again. So I don't forget for later. An ectoplasm. Okay, we found one. Problem is, do we also need... Because we could now just get rid of everything, throw him, print ectos. So is that enough to salvage it though? I don't know if it's too late. I'm still thinking maybe we needed to have more Chicots by now. But then what do we play for score? Like, we still don't have... Flush is still the best hand. I don't have a flush with those king. Like, I haven't planned for this, of course. Full house, like, is just terrible. Everything is bad. Yeah. Yeah, once we can fit in some blueprints and stuff, because we only have one now also. But it's like... I haven't upgraded any cards, so they are all just terrible. Yeah, there's a lot of things that haven't been done particularly well at all. So this is in Ante 11. Can we find justice or whatever here? There's an emperor. There is one. Yeah. But then... What if I sell the incantation and then I don't get an ectoplasm? There's always that risk. Could still go horribly wrong. The burglar in, and then we sell. This is the only one we can sell. Or do I just use this first? And we can clone that, and we can have glass with red seal. Sure. It's still an ectoplasm. Okay. Lucky. But then we still need to save some force to play a flush 5, I imagine also. Still a couple left, but unlikely to draw now, feels like. We have 1 glass, we can make 2 more. Yeah. That's a good idea for a challenge. Like, I'm looking for... It still doesn't sound like an easy challenge, but things I can do that does not take a million years. Because that may be doable. Oh well. Not spending money meaning we can't buy jokers either, so that may be fully impossible, but... Not 6. And then we don't have a retrigger. But we have glass cards. So we might as well have them last, now then we don't have a shad. And now we are alive, vaguely. So this means we can just purge this, right? So we can guarantee that we actually print an ectoplasm. We can sell him instantly for something else. Was this the small blind? Yes. Did I say that we have a showman here also? We do, but he's kind of deep. So we can play 1 more round. I can spend that in the pack. We still need to keep a death, right? Because we need to be able to make glass cards or we die. Yeah, we can do that. Surprise. The worst guy of them all. I mean, he did actually deliver, so maybe he's alright. We have an idol, but there's no way that's gonna work now. Not the right guys. Lucador. Okay, we are kind of close to the showman. But we could play around first. Right, so if we sell him, it should be burglar and then this. Do we want to start burning 6s also? Okay. Don't even know what to hang. But we can do this. Go in here. Hang some more cards. Yeah. Also do this and maybe target him. Unlikely, I suppose. But we can also sell him now, right? We don't need him. It's on Chico. Perfect. Then we don't really care about what we have here. I forgot to use that also. So we can do this. Then we have him. Oh yeah, I should have used... Right, I remember. Play the round first, so we make... So we can make an ectoplasm first, that's the plan. And we might as well... I still need to bring... Of course we don't get the single one. That's also... But yeah. This is just the way that it goes. Well, we can do this and just have... 1 extra. We have the burglar for hand, so like we should be able to... And then this should now be on the burglar, I'm assuming. Oh, it's on a Chico. Okay, we can live with that. Does that mean he's safe forever though? Because what's the next target? game explodes is what the next... Why is it breaking down now? Oh yeah, I know why. This is the old Saturn bug, actually. You can never use a stacked ectoplasm. It's illegal. Why, I don't know. But if that's the only problem left with Saturn, that's actually pretty good. So we need to split it first. It's on Jorik. But we can replace him later. Maybe. So the old guy has to die. We also have to draw the glass cards, or we did. Not looking incredible, but... Two of them, is that enough? It's also not a flush 5. But we have this... We should have them last, it doesn't really matter, but... Because he's carrying for now, so we need to keep him. Now also, do we have anything else of value here? We had the showman. There's a mime. There's an invisible guy, which we definitely need. There's more showmen. But nothing really score-wise. I mean, I don't think that's worth. You get this in just for cash. Because the invisible man now is probably very deep also. Let's just see. Get the hack in, that's pretty big. Could make a death card and use in here. So for invisible we have in 11, 12, 13 and 16 that are like reasonably available. We could go for a banana, we could get a shad. You get a seance. But we could also use Ecto the Showman. Like it's... Let's just see if we can afford this. I don't think we can. Again. Yeah, we can't. I don't know if this is gonna be good enough. But then we just grab him and the hack. There was also Bloodstone. The hack should be more than enough. Just more retriggers is more good. And then we move on. Do we want to buy this? Because that's ruining the shop, but it's also gonna voucher block. Probably. Buy a single planet. We're not making any incredible amounts, are we? At least we can do this. And go in. Tiny amount of more hand size. We can also make more glass cards now if we want to. I forgot to reactivate the burglar. But I'm thinking now I'm too asleep anyway, so I think it's better to run this maybe one more ante or so to just scout, and then we will have to just redo maybe. Or with enough glass cards. Do we need to reactivate the hack though? No. Glass cards are kinda cool. Disco popcorn. So there is another invisible man. Kinda easy to grab here. Just see where it's at. If we're lucky, it's on the last Chico. It's on the showman. Welcome and thanks. I'm gonna need it. This one is going to be very complicated. No surprise at all. Can we recycle? Like, when is the next showman? There's another blueprint here also, but we don't have room if we can't juggle. Rats is pretty huge. Don't know how tricky that is these days with everything in the world being whatever way that it is. We have a new burglar. It doesn't really help us. The showman we need to dump. We have another showman in the next ante, so we could sell him for the invisible man. Which I guess is the way it needs to be, because we need more Chicots. Yeah, that sounds crazy. I remember sending a stupid amount also. Maybe we want death now also. The seance, there's a lot of things at least. Still only 2 cards, it's just a slow reroll. Yeah, that's correct. Well, you survived the worst now. I hope the job is good at least. Which I guess you don't know until you've started, but... Remember the burglar, do the things. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Like, there are lots of things here that are so far from optimal that I might have to redo the whole thing. We might as well just play the... Or do we just make one more? We're making some cash. We only have 3 Chicots. Ectoplasms are a problem. It took 1,000 years. We need to waste some hands also. Right, I needed a death for more glass things maybe. That's the one. We have 2. Or do we just go greedy? Yes, but it's quite a tricky seed, so I have the soul open as well. Not sure if it's actually helping. Do we need the hack now? Because we only have 1 blueprint. Yeah, just barely enough. Score is already also a problem. The more death card is more good. You just have him as a fool. So this. Yeah, but now with the burglar, he's never gonna grow. So he's stuck at 17 and we need to move to something else. Which is glass cards for now. We also have the castle doing a thing. Yeah. But now I'm thinking... Oh, we aren't at 12. Yeah, but we still... Can we score without him? With the glass cards, maybe we can. There is another blueprint deeper here also. Which we could drop the burglar for if we need to. Because this is now going to be on the invisible nerd, right? Or showman. Yeah. So where are we? A photograph. Square man. Another square man. So we have a blueprint very soon in the shop. And we could throw showman for that. And then we have a showman in the next ante we could juggle for. So that's an idea. Maybe not a good idea, but... No, it's on the hack. Okay. Yeah, that's his... That's in his job description. I think we keep the hack for now. We needed to score. We can maybe shuffle him in the next ante for something. There's another hack later in here also. Okay, so we can play one round. Have you in place. Print some things. More hands, which is more good. And play for more cash. We can now split also, right? With the hack. And do we care about DNA still? Maybe we do also. We don't have that many cards. The glass. Wait. Too late. We have death cards though. You don't have that many cards in the deck still. I think it is. Just to burn the amulet. Well, there's one on the hack and one on the ticket. I don't have more. Anything else, do I? And then for score we can do glass cards. We shouldn't need 5. Oh yeah, we have red seat, right, I see. Yeah, that could be correct. So we could have both on ticket and that would be better, right? can do that next round. I'm thinking it's just... Where I said we had another hack, that's the one. Disco Cola, the chosen one. But what? Can't juggle for that either. Oh, well, actually, we have the hack. But menuing after reroll. Test this also. No, it's not. Yeah, surprise. But we can do that and keep him. And now we're back in here. So I with the seals, like I see how that works. Just didn't pay attention during the hand. Which means that I should stop soon. So I'm missing everything. But how do you do that duping in theory though? And that just... Is that gonna be fun to play if you can just dupe everything? It's rarity tax. I'm not sure I even fully understand how that works. Yeah, more colas is always more good. But isn't that the slowest infinite in the universe? You only need every negative first, like that's gonna take a while, and you're gonna get like 12 million Jimbos. Can we play one more round? We can't. So I guess we just keep him for the next ante before we do anything else with these, because the only way we can get around where it lands currently. More death cards is good. I can use those. Also this thing, kind of important for the hand size. And then we should have these on the ticket because of the red seal. So this is more cash. Got the DNA also. I'm thinking this is probably the last ante because I am asleep. So I'm going to misplay literally everything now. Play these at least for some... And we'll see if we... Like, I'm gonna look at the other run and maybe run this from earlier on and do it better. I mean, that's definitely worth trying a seed like that. I need to wrap my brain around it when I'm more awake. But that's a very cool tip anyway. So thank you for sharing that. So just... Oh, we sold Yorick, right? Yeah, because he was already dead anyway. We might as well... Unless we want to start copying some other card now. Because this was in the east. Now we get to see where the Invisible Man is at. It's gonna be somewhere bad. Almost guaranteed. It's the riffraff. I'm not surprised. That's pretty good still. And this should be on hack. Yes. Yep. Oh, are we in 13? Well, we have a cola. I think we have a showman. We have a photo, doesn't really have help. We have another burglar. Do we have another hack? Because we have more invisible men. But this is the problem with this seed. Like, we have to, in order to juggle in more Chicots, we have to sell everything else, and we need a way to maybe just hoping we could juggle him. Or should I have juggled him in 12 because there was another hack there, no? Yes, there was. It's possible that we could have done... Oh, that's already against the boss. We could trade this hack for a different hack. And it might not target him. Or are we too far from this, maybe? Maybe that's why. I don't even know where I am in the shop now. I'm gonna have to go back and look at this another time. I'm not capable of even thinking anymore. So maybe we just end here and we fix... Either we just continue here next time. We can get 4 Chicots. It's not bad. But I'm gonna compare it to the other run I did. And like decide if it's worth to go back to do this better, because it's not terrible. But we've missed so many invisible men, and it's more like a cash problem than anything else, which I think we can fix. But I'm gonna stop here for now because my brain is fried, so thanks for the help. We will continue this later in the week, and I'll see you around.